Hey everybody, this is Tim Hinton, the Beast of the Marching Arts. I'm here representing the Marching Roundtable podcast and also marchingartseducation.com, all this online learning that we're trying to provide for you. We have great information for you today that I think you're going to find really helpful about planning for this fall season that is not going to be typical. On the line with me today, Jeremy Williams. Jeremy, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm here, happy to be here, happy to provide information. I am, just so people know who I am the current owner of the Guard Closet. I also do product and marketing for Style Plus. I work with Algae. I work with a lot of different designers in terms of getting costumes made and flags made and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be really helpful to get some information out there to everybody in this time when you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And then from the music and drill and all that kind of side of things, Drew Farmer from Marching Show Concepts. Drew, how are you?
Great. How are you doing today, Tim?
Great. Tell us about all the people you're here representing.
Well, here representing Marching Show Concepts, msconcepts.com, our app, Run Audio Effects for sound design and implementation, and also the slew of designers that we have, and the shows that quick off the shelf, all, from grade 1 all the way to grade 5 plus.
So the fall is not going to be a normal fall. And I think people are starting to think like, okay, I'm still getting my life in order and taking care of myself and my family. And that's good. That's what you should be doing right now is sort of creating this new be at home scenario. But at a certain point, you're going to need to stop and think about what are we going to do about the fall? And our conversation here today is helping you to figure out some solutions, the things that might be helpful, ways to think about it, planning for different eventualities. We don't know when we're going to be all back with our students. We don't know what the fall season is going to look like. But I think we can all agree it's not just going to be a normal year, right, Jeremy? It's just not going to be a normal fall.
No, and I think that that's the first point that we all have to recognize. Fall is going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to be there. I doubt that people in Texas or Alabama or anything like that are going to let football not happen. And if football's going to happen, marching band's going to happen. It might just be in a slightly different form. And if you can start to think about how that can be different with all you have right now is time on your hands anyway, if you could think about how that can be still effective, still interesting, still giving your students the best possible experience, but it's probably going to be slightly different. There's just going to be some things that are, and I think that we're going to talk about some of those things and some of the solutions that we have come up with through other people that we've been talking to help everybody out during all of this time.
That we're all right now ensconced in this online learning, which is sort of the world I live in at the Marching Arts Education website. And Jeremy, you've been doing some great stuff with Stop Plus TV, with online learning. So that is out there, and people are doing that right now with their students, which I think is awesome. But already, I asked some people on Facebook for input as we were getting ready to do this conversation, and a lot of people talked about, listen, I'm already doing things like leadership auditions online, and I'm doing things like preparing, starting to do clinics and lessons for my students. Obviously, we knew we were doing that online, but we're actually going to be needing to do some of that online planning for the fall. So let's start there. Jeremy, do you think that I think clearly people are going to be interacting with their students online as they're preparing them during the summertime?
Well, yeah, I think that there's a lot. It actually, if you think about it, it's kind of what as color guard people and even band people we should have been doing all along, and now we're kind of being forced to. Marching Show Concepts has a great audition video that's kind of like they've made and they produced that has the basics of color guard that we're going to be offering, and Drew could talk about that in a second. But just being able to record, the choreography, set up the phone, send it out there to the kids, them learning that and coming to your rehearsals already ready, already knowing this stuff. It's almost like you're going to have to, because, May, you don't know, June, who knows, it's going to have to be one of those things.
Yeah, we're actually in the process of finishing up the editing on a color guard audition video for flag and for rifle that we were going to offer for free as a download. And it's something that you're going to be able to stream from your phone. We'll give you information on that, the link to it. Probably going to try to offer that up on Tim's site and through our site as well. And we just really want to try to help. We had it so easy because we could just say, hey, everybody come on down. We're going to learn drop spins for an hour. But no, you don't get that this year. And we want to make sure that you have something that you can send out to all of your prospective guard members that, we just want to make sure that your guards aren't super tiny this year. Because
and I think that this also can help. I mean, you talk about recruiting and then, oh God, now it's going to be hard. We're not in school. Well, actually, again, you can use this as a way to make it much easier. You can send out this video to all the 8th graders and say, hey, try it. Or, hey, we're one of the ideas that was thrown about, because you might not have the equipment. You might not have grabbed that from the school in all of the haste, and you might not be able to get it. So maybe order one set of flagpoles, one set of show flags that you're going to use. You're going to use for the fall. Order those now. Get those done. You could get them in a couple of weeks if you get a stock flag. People are shipping. Style Plus is shipping. Other companies are shipping. So you can order one of your show flags, put it on a pole, weight it, go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, whatever. They're still open. Get the weights, get the end caps, put your flagpole together, set up a drop place, whether it's your house or the school property or whatever. Lay them all out. Say, okay, kids, stop by, pick them up, and let them take it home.
You have to make sure they're 6 feet apart, though. Okay.
Right. Which you can do, but there's ways to do all this stuff without interacting with anybody in person. But that's what's so cool about this. Like, people are talking about recruiting videos. Well, you know what? We all should have been doing recruiting videos anyway. And that means getting your students to record something on their phone about why they love band, and then you and your staff talking about why it's important. You can edit that up really easy, even on your iPhone or any phone you have. Even if you don't have fancy software, you can create something to send out. It doesn't matter if it's a little rough and rugged around the edges. What matters is the information, the enthusiasm of the students and the staff as they're talking about it. That's really huge. Just like you said, Jeremy, and Drew too, there are already resources out there to help you do leadership auditions online, guard auditions online. People are really worried about guard auditions, but Drew, as you're saying, there are ways to do that on virtually, believe it or not. We just have to get creative. So that would be the main thing, is start getting that going. Get with your staff going and say, let's figure this out. Let's order a flag from Style Plus, have it sent to my house, and I can go out in my front yard and do the basics. And everybody learn, every kid can order one, or you can mail one to them. Like, there's a ton of ways to make this work. Or, Jeremy, as you said, lay them out in your front yard, have them come by, jump out of the car and grab one and go.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you're gonna go the route of ordering flagpoles and whatnot, and because you can't get into your school, order them in bulk still collect the money, or however you can do it, because they can get expensive ordering singularly. And I think that's another topic to really address here with all of this is, it is expensive to do this activity. It does warrant a lot of money and investment, and it might not look the best if you're trying to charge the kids a couple of $100s to still participate in this. Any type of money that's going to be coming to the entire United States, isn't going to look good when you're spending $200 of it, putting on a football show. You know what I mean? And I don't want to belittle it, because obviously this is like our existence, but it's just the perception of when you have other people not even having jobs and, not being able to afford their rent and things like that. Just have some perspective in, maybe don't get the most expensive flag this year. Maybe don't get the most expensive uniform this year. Maybe save that and, save it for winter, save your budget for that. And don't spend all of your budget going into this fall when there's so much uncertainty anyway. Just be smart in the planning of that.